Hey everybody, this is Jewelyn. Welcome back to my channel. Welcome to another Planting with Jewelyn episode. I just finished my work day, just finished my kickboxing session with my trainer. My hands really hurt from punching the bag, but I'm really happy to be here on a Friday afternoon. It is my first weekend home. In the last 6 months, I've been traveling every weekend. I'm still working Saturday and Sunday, but I'm here and I'm happy to be home so that I can go ahead and film more content in my space. So with the holidays here, I wanted to go ahead and do a special Planting with Jewelyn episode propagating for the holidays. If you've been following my channel, you know I love to propagate and give cuttings and new babies to plant friends and family members for gifts, special occasions, Christmas, and throughout the year. Over the next few minutes, we're just gonna go ahead and propagate for my collection. I've never done this before. I usually just get cuttings as they fall off and I make new babies, but today is the day where we're gonna propagate for the holidays. If you watch my channel, I do this very often and I give plants as gifts. So whether it's for Christmas or throughout the upcoming year, I have plants ready to give. And that's the fun thing about having plants, is that you can go ahead and get more for your money. It's like an investment, right? So hopefully this inspires you over the holiday season. If you do have any plants, why not propagate them and give them as gifts? It is a gift that keeps on giving. So let's go ahead and see what happens over the next few weeks, and I'll keep you guys posted in the upcoming Planting with Jewelyn when we go ahead and plant them up. Okay, so I have a pretty good point of view here so you can see. This is my beautiful Pothos and Joy. This is my second one. Actually, my first one was a really small little baby, and then my grandma and I seen this in West Hollywood and I just had to have it. It's stunning. So as you can see, it's doing really good in my patio and in my space. There's a lot of trails. So when I'm taking cuttings from my plants, I'm trying to find places where you're not gonna really see that I took a cutting from. So I'm just gonna look at the condition of the plant, and we'll take a few cuttings, which I'm really excited because this plant is stunning. If you come across this pothos, I highly suggest getting it. So I think I'm going to take from, it from here. Here's an up close point of view. Let me move this back here. Okay, so here's an up close point of view. As you can see right here, there is an area root. I'm gonna cut right below that. And then here is your first cutting. So as you can see, we're gonna have this end here in water, and I think this is a very good cutting. So we're gonna try to go for that length. Again, I'm trying to look for the bottom part of the plant where it's not gonna be that noticeable that I took a cutting from, and still trying to have one with the root exposed so that I can get a nice water root. Now this guy just fell off, but it's okay. I see a little bit of growth here, so I'm just gonna go ahead and take this. To not really put a dent in the plant, I'm gonna just take a spin here and see what we have. Is this a root? I think this could be a good one. Let's see here, maybe this guy. I try to not propagate my plants unless I really end up wanting to give a cutting away for like a Meet My Plant Friend episode. Here's a good one right here. So I see an aerial root. I'm gonna cut under that. Here. So this is a good one right here. If you see that, that's what I'm looking for. And look at this cutting. Look at how beautiful this is. And we'll do a few more. I wanna say right here. Here's a good one. So here's another cutting. And we'll just do one more because I love the trails on this one. I don't want to give up too much. So here, we'll cut right here. So there's a little root there, and then here we go, another cutting. So we're going to move on to a different plant. So thank you to my beautiful Pothos and Joy. I tried to not really put too much damage on him, but for the most part, he looks good, and I can always go ahead and just rotate him so he can go towards the sun in a different direction. So the next one I want to propagate is my Philodendron Brazil. It's doing pretty good. I mean, take a look at all of this growth. This did not exist when I got the plant. I see a little sun damage here. I try to rotate the plants. It is on my hanging section here that I DIY'd, but let's go ahead and take some cuttings from here, and then we'll put this back up on the hanging system. So look at this long trail. Of course, I don't want to take the length of it because I just love seeing it trail in my patio. So I'm just gonna see what's happening here and try to get some cuttings. I don't think I've ever propagated this baby because I've just been trying to get some length on it. But I do want to at least get maybe 3 cuttings for this video. Say for instance, you don't want to give away cuttings, but your plant is looking a little sad. You can always propagate it and then stick it back into the planter in a side that's not doing too well, and then fill out the planter. So that's always another option. Now I kind of want to propagate this guy, but he's so long and beautiful. Maybe I'll do this right here. Oh, I'm so sad to propagate this one. But we'll go deep. So I'm gonna try to get to the bottom. We'll take a cutting from here. So as you can see here, I'm just gonna reach all the way down to the bottom and take a cut here. Alright. So this guy is very flaky here. So look at this beautiful trail, guys. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this leaf off here, and I see a little bit of aerial root here, and then we're just gonna go ahead and stick this end into water, and take a look at that. How beautiful is that? I don't want to do too much because I love the way how it's looking right now. So let's take one more and then call it a day on this one. This one is actually really, this is a really cool one, but there's only 2 leaves. So let's go ahead and take a spin here. Here I go, touching this one trail again. But I love the length of it. Alright. Let's do this. We'll cut it here. Alright. Here's another one. So as you can see, I got a nice cut, and then we'll just stick this end in water. So I got 2 cuttings from that. I think that's it because I don't want to mess with this thing. I love it so much, and I love the way how it's looking right now and the way how it's trailing. As you can see, it is pretty stunning, and I love this long trail. So we're just gonna leave that there, and I'll definitely have to maybe untangle it a bit. We'll see what the condition is on the top. So up next is my Monstera addisonii. As you can see, there is tons of growth here. Take a look at that. It's doing pretty well for being in my patio space its entire life. I'm gonna get some trails. I'm probably gonna cut from the longest ones just because it's touching the ground. It's that wild and crazy. So let me take a look at its long trails, and we can easily propagate it. So what I think I'm gonna do is, as you can see here, there is some growth. Nothing much happening here, but I wanna fix this. So let's cut here. We'll make a cut there, fix that up. As you can see, there's lots happening here. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna fix this, and we're gonna make a cut here. Yep. So we'll make a cut here. Even if this particular cutting doesn't have anything, put it in water, because eventually a baby will pop out of it. So this is the length that I would want the cutting, so that's why I cut it in half. So I'm just gonna stick both ends here, and eventually there will be growth. So without getting it mixed up, we'll just place it here on the side. Let's take a look at its next long trails here. Ah, here's a good one. Okay, so as you can see, there is like, looks kind of funky here, so I want to fix that. We'll go ahead and clip it here. I'll make a cut here. And as you can see, there's some growth here. That's a pretty good one, right? And then we're just gonna stick the ends in water, and I think that's gonna look really good. So we'll stick that here. Let's get a few more and fix him up, just because he's touching the ground. This is one I touched recently. This one's alright. Let's take a spin here. See one here. Here's a good one to trim up. So we'll cut from here. We'll do the cut here. Alright, here's another one. Look at this. How cute. And do I want to take another one to shorten you up a little bit? What's going on here? Maybe this guy. Okay, this is a good one. I'll take it from here. Alright, this is the last cutting for this one. Looking a little sad here, but it's still a cutting, and I'm going to place it on the side with the rest. I'm going to put this away. So I decided to go for this one. Why not? It's right here. There's lots of trills. This is my silver satin pothos, my Skindapsis pixis. And as you can see, it's doing really good. Look at all these trills. So we'll take it from the longest ones and get some cuttings here. I love this particular pothos because it's nice and soft. It's so cute. Where did it go? I'm sitting on my scissors here. Alright, so let's take a look here. I think we're gonna cut right here. So right above this leaf, we'll make a cut. As you can see, there's some roots here. This is a good one. Take a look at this. Very cool. And what do we got? Here's a good one. It's just wild and crazy. Look at this. Where to cut? I think I'm going to cut it here. Maybe a little lower. Okay, we'll do the cut here. So what I'm gonna do for this one here, because the leaf is right here, but I see an aerial root, a little node, I'm just gonna take this bottom leaf off. And then here we go. This is a good size. Take maybe 3 more, just because this is so long. Look at this. How healthy is this? Okay, I think I'm going to take it from here. Alright, and then I'm going to take the bottom leaf off, and then we have that here. As you can see, we'll take 2 more. Let's take a look at this. I think I want this length here. We'll take the bottom leaf off and then expose the node there. And then this is a pretty good size cutting as well. Okay, this is a good one here. So we'll make the cut here. And then take this bottom leaf off. And then here is another cutting. Okay, so I have my beautiful Peperomia obtusifolia variegata. I'll take a spin here so you can see what it looks like. And this is a really good plant to propagate as well. I want to try to take from some place where it's kind of looking a little sad, maybe hanging a little too low. Maybe I'll take it from this guy right here. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pull up a little, and I'm going to get down to the bottom of it. Take a clipping here. Oh no, what happened to the baby leaf? Alright, we'll just set that on the side. And as you see here, we have a little bit of roots here, and we're just going to stick the ends into water. Look at that beautiful cutting. Take too much from it, so we're just going to take that one cutting. Let me get maybe 1 or 2 more plants. Guys, I have my beautiful bird's nest snake plant. I thought this would be a good one to also propagate for the video. As you can see, there's a lot of babies here, so I'm going to go ahead and take this biggest baby here. So here is a different point of view. I think this is a good one right here. So as you can see, it got rained on heavy in Santa Monica, so it is nice and wet. But I wanted to go ahead and expose the root ball as much as possible so I can get down nice and low in here. And then I'm gonna take a cutting from here. So as you can see, there's lots of roots right here. I'm gonna make a cut right here. So here's a good cutting right here. As you can see, there is some roots, and I'm gonna go ahead and place this into dirt, and this is gonna be a whole new baby. I think this is super cute, and maybe I'll take this guy here. So we'll get 2 babies from him, and I'm just going to get to the bottom of the root ball, try to get some roots in it as well, and then take a clipping here. So here's a cute baby. Look at that. There's some roots here, and I think that's perfect. So here's the 2 babies side by side, and we can have more plants from these cuttings. How cool is that? Guys, so this is gonna be the last plant. I wanted some variety for this video. It is my Monstera, As you can see, it has baby leaves here. I had this for a while. It's kind of wild and crazy, but sometimes it can get that way. You have to really train it to have it stand up a certain way. But this is a very easy plant to propagate, if not by separation, by cuttings. And I'm just gonna look for a place to cut that has area roots. As you can see here, here's a long one. I think we're gonna do the cut here. So I'm just gonna loosen it up, pull it here. It's nice and grounded. So what I'm gonna do is this is a good cutting actually. Let's go ahead and cut below the aerial root. And it's like this long root is in here. Let's go ahead and yank it out. Whoa! Look at how long this root is. Wow! So, look at this root, guys! Here's a nice cutting. Look at this. So we're gonna probably plant this right back into dirt just because of this. And then let me see if I can get one more. I don't want to really make it too obvious that I took a cut. We'll do one more. Let's see here. Where can I take from that's not gonna look very obvious? Oh, here's a good one. A little bit smaller. Alright, so I'm gonna take this, I'm gonna pull on it, get it a little loose, and then take a cut and slowly come out. So here is the second one. As you can see, there is lots of roots. So I just did a little snip and then the rest just came out. So here is another cutting. So I have all of my cuttings on my Tiffany blue table. I do have to meet Diana for lunch. I am actually late. So I'm gonna go ahead and pick up this video when I come back from lunch, and we're gonna set them up in water propagation. Alright, so I am back from Earth Cafe. It's been about 3 hours since we did all of the cuttings. I have it here, as well as my rooted up cuttings that we got roots on. I'm gonna place them into dirt. I have it here on the side and then we'll figure it out. I'm on my coffee table, so I don't really want to create a mess. I have all of my water propagation bottles here, and I wanted to go ahead and just finish up today's project and have them into water propagated vessels, and then hopefully within the next 3 weeks or so I'll be able to get some water roots, and then we'll go ahead, plant it up, and then I can give it away as gifts. Or if you guys are interested in buying any cuttings, reach out to me. So I'm gonna figure out who goes in what, but basically I'm gonna just pair it up, probably maybe in the same bottle, so that they're all together in one. And if I need to add extra water, I'll go ahead and do that as well, but I want to at least get them in to water before the day ends. And I'm actually really excited to see who's gonna root up faster. So that would be definitely a cute little thing to make note of when roots start showing up. Who's the fastest propagated baby? And then I'm gonna also mark it down in my calendar when I put these into water, and then we'll see how long it takes. And then whenever I want to go ahead and propagate these babies in the future, I at least know when was the last time I propagated and how long it took, so I can kind of guess from there. So I'm just gonna take this one leaf off because I want to just be able to have the root here. And these are kind of on the thick side, so maybe it can be in this bottle here. It's kind of a small bottle, but we'll see. I might switch it out. This one is fine, so we're just gonna go ahead and plop it in. Let's find it. Maybe we can go and share this one here. Again, I can go ahead and fill water. So I'm just gonna see who goes in what, and then if I need to fill water up so that the ends are in water, then I'll go ahead and do that. But I have different size bottles. Again, I do upcycle my Snapple bottles, so I do have a few more. I love the peach iced tea. That's my favorite when it comes to Snapple. And then I'm gonna try to put my Addisonii Monstera in the Snapple bottles just because it's super long and I want to keep it this way, at least for now. And if I feel like it's a problem, I can always trim it and make it shorter. Let's go ahead and do that. And these will either live in my bathroom. I can dedicate one shelf to the cuttings, or I'll just go ahead and put it on my potting bench outside. And because I'm in Southern California and I'm wearing a jacket, it's technically, compared to other places around the world, this is nothing, and I'm freezing. As you could tell earlier in the video, I was in my workout clothes and I didn't have a top on because I was actually hot after working out. But it is a little cooler now, and I want to say it's probably in the 60s, and I have my track jacket on. So this is kind of fun, being able to be home on the weekends and I can do this project at night. I never really did this before, make cuttings and propagate it in the middle of the night, so that's kind of fun. I guess that's the perks of being home, right? So I'm definitely taking this moment, one for the books or for the channel. Look at this beautiful cutting here. Okay, let's see if I can get the pothos all in one, and then the Brazil. Did I only do one for the Brazil? I thought I did two. Here's another one. Look at this. So gorgeous, right? So I have the Brazil in this bottle. So there's two cuttings in here. And it looks like I need to add a little bit more water, so I'll do that when I'm done filming. So this is going to work out perfect. Take a look at that. And then, what do we have left? This one doesn't have any leaves, but I still propagate it and I'll still get a baby out of it. I've done that with my heartleaf philodendron where there wasn't anything, but I still propagated it and a baby leaf ended up propagating out of that. So now I'm narrowing down to the last few cuttings here. So the peperomia, there is a little bit of, if you can see here, there is a little bit of roots. But these propagate so well, so I'm going to go ahead and place it in a smaller bottle by itself. And I'll just have it like lean against a wall or on my potting bench. So maybe I can just do individual ones like this for these smaller ones. Maybe I can get another Snapple bottle. I could always do that. Let's see here. So here's one. So as you can see, I have individual cuttings in these smaller bottles. So I have 3 small bottles for the Pothos and Joy. And then in the medium-sized bottle, I have the 2 larger ones, and then they'll just stay in here. And that is going to take care of all of the propagated babies to get water roots. Here is my silver satin pothos in a Snapple bottle. And then here is my Monstera Addisonii in the other Snapple bottle, and they're just all bundled up in here and they look good. So I'm excited to see how quick this roots up. So now that I have all of my cuttings behind me on the dining table, I have a little bit more space here to work. I brought in my Tiffany blue bin of dirt, but it is so wet and dirty from the rain. I have just a little plastic liner on my coffee table to hopefully not make any mess, but I definitely wanted to get this into dirt before the day ends. So these are my 2 cuttings that I got from my Monstera. Lots of roots, as you can see. So I'm just going to place this straight into dirt and we'll get more babies out of this. And then I'm going to definitely have to make a list of who I'm going to give and what. So without making a mess, I'm just going to go ahead and fill this up with soil. So this will probably either hang out in my patio in my propagation station and just live with the rest of my babies that are in nursery planters, or I could put this in my greenhouse with the rest of the rescues and propagation. And once the holidays come around, if I do decide to give this to anybody, I can put it in a nice terracotta planter. That's my go-to for planters, just because you can't never go wrong with a terracotta. It's breathable and you can get terracotta anywhere. So that's just like my go-to for gifting. I think that's gonna be it for this. I'm just gonna use my shovel to press it down so that it stands straight. And the roots look pretty good and deep in there. So this is what it looks like, just in a nursery planter. I do store all of my nursery planters on the other side of my house by my washer and dryer, and I just go there to get more planters whenever I have projects like this. So I'm gonna set this on the side, not on my Moroccan carpet. Don't want to do that. And then here is the other cutting. Look at how cute. There's like a little baby leaf here. So far, I'm not creating a mess, and definitely this is a different point of view for planting with Jewelyn. I know I look pretty rough. I had a long day, and after work I trained with my kickboxing trainer, and by the way, my hand hurts. Last week, it hurt here from punching. Today, it hurts here from punching. My body's not used to that kind of physical activity, so we'll see how long my hand will be sore. It's even hard to text and hold my phone, but we'll get through it. My poor Tiffany blue Wynn got messed up from the rain. Take a look at this. Do you see that? But that can easily be wiped down when it dries up in my patio. So, I think that's it. And anytime I go to an Asian restaurant, I always ask for extra chopsticks if I'm gonna have leftovers so that I can use it for my propagated babies or anybody who needs a little steak. So this is my two babies, guys, that I propagated by separation. I didn't have to really do much. I just kind of shimmied it, and if I needed to cut anything, I did way down by the root ball. And these have established roots, so they are not going into water, they're straight into dirt. So that can make somebody happy in the future. So to end the video, I have my Sansevieras here. If you remember, I had this little baby I got from my pot of fame, and I'm just gonna put him in the nursery planter. This is the most cutest, smallest little cutting I've ever seen of this Sansevieria, the mother-in-law's tongue snake plant. So we're gonna put him in the greenhouse. How cute is that? That is enough for this guy. So there's some roots on here, so I'm definitely not gonna put this in water, but you could if you wanted to. So here it is. How cute is that? Love that. We'll set you on the side. Now here's my two bird's nest snake plant. As you can see, there is some roots on here. And we're just gonna stick them together, and they're gonna live in this nursery planter until further notice. And again, this would be a super cute gift, especially for someone who is not really good with plants. Sansevierias are super easy, low maintenance plants, and if you don't have a lot of natural lighting, or like this space right now, as you can see, it's very dark in my house. I don't have a lot of windows, so I don't have a lot of plants in my home. I do have like a little bit here. I have right now my money plant and my rescue plant that is in a nice planter, and I have like peperomia behind the elephant. I don't know if you guys can see it in the camera, but I just have a few plants right here by the door, and I have one peperomia tussifolia on my dining table. And then my plant for my coffee table changes by the week. The rest of it is on my shelf and my plant gang, and my little tray, mirrored tray on my kitchen. So that's the current styling situation for this particular studio. I just work with what I have. I'm just glad that I have a big patio and the front space of my house. I can do all these videos, as well as my bathroom, which this is the first bathroom I've had wherever I lived at that has a big natural lighting, so I'm happy about that. So here it is, guys. They are planted up. They're gonna go in the greenhouse. I guess I'll just put all of the babies, the two monsteras, as well as these guys in the greenhouse. And then the propagated babies that we just put into water will go all on my potting bench. Here is a different point of view. This is my vintage dining table with all of the propagated babies for today's episode. When I started the video, I didn't know who I was gonna propagate from and how much, but this is all of the cuttings that I got in 15 minutes. I know I did go for all drama-free type of plants, definitely nothing very finicky. Easy growers, so whoever I do end up gifting this to won't have any problem. And I'll probably end up doing another propagation for the holidays video. Because I was really short on time on propagating, I probably maybe would have done a few more if I didn't have to meet Diana. So I'll probably do another one of these episodes in the next 3 days, so stay tuned. But I think I did really good. Sound off down below if any of you propagated these babies before, and how fast did you get roots. So stay tuned for an upcoming Planting with Jewelyn episode. When these give me water roots, I'll definitely go ahead and propagate them, and I can't wait to see how long it actually takes. You know, obviously I wanted to go ahead and do this maybe 2 weeks ago so that I had more than a month to get water roots in time for Christmas gifts. But with my busy schedule of traveling every week, and this weekend being my first weekend home in the past 6 months, this was like the only time I could do it now. So hopefully over the next 3 weeks, guys, I'll be able to get water roots and I can go ahead and give some of them over the Christmas season. I hope this inspires you when you go out and plant shop. Think about propagation in the future. Again, I always think of it as real estate and investing, because you can go ahead and propagate it, make more babies, sell them, gift them, trade them, and I just love that about plants. I'm gonna clean up my space, jump in the shower, wash my hair, because it's definitely been a hardcore few days back home, and I'll be home for another week. How fun is that? I'm so excited to film content over the weekend with Julie on Saturday and Sunday with Catherine. So that's really fun, right? And the cool thing, guys, about my weekend schedule when I am teaching here in Los Angeles is I don't work until 9 a.m. versus 6 a.m. during the weekdays, so I can sleep past 4:30. That's a really big treat for me because I get to sleep in till 7 a.m. versus 4:30 a.m., which is my weekday schedule. But I'm gonna wrap up the video here, jump in the shower, probably make me some hot soup because it's cold, and being in Los Angeles, I'll give you guys the exact temperature right now for those of you guys all in the East Coast and different parts of the world, and it's freezing and snowing currently. It is 62 degrees and I'm cold. I've been sleeping in my onesie. Maybe one of these days I'll go ahead and bust out my onesie for a Planting with Jewelyn episode. I'll do that in the near future. You can find more on my blog at ILOVEJEWELYN.blogspot.com. Until next time, aloha from Santa Monica, California. Bye, guys!